You're listening to Cornhole Champions. I'm Zachary Oren Smith. I'm sitting here with Iowa starting lines Amy Rivers and Avery Staker. Iowa's research universities are hemorrhaging millions in federal funding after the Trump administration terminated over 1,600 research grants worth more than $1.5 billion nationwide, leaving scientists scrambling to save everything from cancer studies to projects fighting foreign disinformation campaigns. I was reading this in the Cedar Rapids Gazette. Vanessa Miller has a really excellent story on it. The first one that really hit me was Dr. Joseph Cullen. He's a UI professor of surgery and radiation oncology. He's doing sort of clinical research trying to show the relationship between high doses of intravenous vitamin C and its impact on chemotherapy. According to some of their early research, this has the ability to double the overall survival rate of late-stage pancreatic cancer patients. This was one of the programs that got the axe, and I don't know. It really signaled to me the extent to which, right, that these cuts are coming home, and not just in like Harvard, not just in some of your I don't know coastal places, but here in the state of Iowa, there's people doing meaningful research. What y'all make of this story?
It very well could be intentional, but like in Dr. Cullen's case, like his application included the word diverse in it, and that's the reason that he got the axe. And diverse doesn't necessarily mean that it referred to like diversity, equity, and inclusion. It could have referred to like, I don't know, I'm not a scientist, but like
diverse plant species means different plant species.
Right. Like it could just be something like that. And it's so frustrating. Like when people are like, oh, but they're cutting like waste and fraud and stuff, and like I want to like shake everyone by the shoulders and be like, it is not going to stop at what you think waste and fraud is. It is not going to stop. There is no line where this ends. Like what they ultimately want is rich people to have a bunch of power,
right?
And they will do anything. They will use any means to get there, and they have all of these scapegoats that they're doing that for. And right now it's targeting cancer research.
Right.
Yeah. There's that research on vitamin C's impact on pancreatic cancer patients cut. There's $1.7 million grant studying how to protect Americans from foreign disinformation campaigns. Something that sounds pretty important. That's cut.
Right.
And then there's the Very Woke project at the University of Iowa to study how nursing can improve mental health outcomes in rural Iowa. That's the waste. That's the government waste that we're going after here is woke programs that are helping the mental health. We're studying mental health outcomes for rural Iowans.
Well, even then, how many times have we heard, TikTok almost got banned because they were so worried it was like China's way of getting their information, their propaganda into the United States to like turn people against the US government. And now they're canceling research studying the effects of foreign disinformation campaigns.
Right. And, I think I because of just like all this research sounds really high impact and really interesting. I tend to like think about those details, but there's like a bigger question I think in this article raises about when you cut a spectrometer's funding, right? That equipment needs regular maintenance. That lab needs regular maintenance. They have leases. They have ongoing expenses, right? You can't stop and then pick up research on and off. It's not a light switch in that way. You can't just turn on the research organ, right? And on top of that, there's the human cost, right? The 1,600 research grants, this $1.5 billion nationwide. That is research. That is the blood fueling. That is the nutritional value fueling the R&D of the United States, right? So much of our research and development infrastructure is unloaded on these state universities. So many of our amazing products, right, begin in labs like this, right? This is where innovation occurs. This is why We are at the envy of the world for so much of our development, so much of our R&D, right? When we talk about China trying to steal our trade secrets, I mean, where do these trade secrets? Why are there so many secrets to steal? It's because we have invested so much money in this infrastructure, in exactly these labs. And so there's for all the scientists that won't get trained, right? Because there aren't those lab positions, because there aren't that equipment that they need right here in the state of Iowa. It makes you wonder what those outcomes will be.
I mean, we're not that far removed from, the years when our scientific prowess was a good thing, a thing that we were proud of as a country. Look at the JFK years, when the whole idea was to get to the moon first. Look at the fact that we're talking about our intellectual property being valuable to other countries, that we have to protect it. Now we're just seeing our president and his administration turning this country into a scientifically and culturally third world country, basically. Like, you're not going to allow people to study here. Now they're not going to come at all. They're going to find other universities in other countries. Now scientists that are here who lost their jobs aren't going to have jobs. Now they're going to either find other fields to go into, so we're losing that brain power, or they're going to leave the country as well. So you're setting the United States back from that original goal of being a powerhouse in science and technology. And I think that is just going to keep reverberating for a lot of years, unfortunately.
It's another kind of string in the anti-intellectualism web that they're spinning too, because if we have less people doing this research, if we have less infrastructure, supporting all of these really intelligent people who know what they're talking about, doing what they do, then that's teaching the general public to devalue expertise, which is a big part in how we've gotten here in the first place. It's teaching them it's making them dumb. It's making them unhealthy, and then we won't have anyone to look to fix it either, because all of the people that would know are elsewhere.
Yeah.
These cuts are massive, and the bloodbath isn't over. We'll be following those impacts as they crop up across the state. Amy, you want to take a break?
Yes, I do.